Yes, the plan is actually legit. Dan Hollings, the plan. This is my review, and I'm going to show you because I know that you might be interested in investing in the plan right now so that you can start investing in crypto in a safe, secure way that's going to be highly profitable. Am I right? If I'm right, let me know, right? But I also know that you're probably doing some research and trying to figure out if it's actually legit and for real. So I'm going to actually share with you in just a moment some of the biggest questions that you probably have. And I'm going to show you what my actual bots are doing. So anybody who is watching this who's used to my channel and they're like, what on earth are you talking about, Amanda? Today I'm actually doing a review for the plan, which is a course by Dan Hollings. And it teaches how to trade in crypto, but not just, the typical buy, sell, hold, long term, but actually earn passive income from crypto trading. It's really cool. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually share my screen and show you some of the bots that I'm doing right now because we use crypto trading bots. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the plan course that my wife and I have gone through ourselves and with our kiddos, and why we're so excited about this. But more importantly, I also want to address, because I know there are some people out there who are saying, the plan is like a scam or like it's not legit, but it is. And you need to know why and what they're saying. So I want to kind of touch on that as well because, hey, I like to research things before I invest, and I totally recommend that you do the same. So first, I'm going to show you what the plan is. Then I'm going to show you the bots that I'm doing currently right now. I'll show you where you can get access to a free training that Dan is actually doing so that he can teach you how the system works. And then I'm also going to talk about there's a big video out there saying how it's like this huge scam and this huge waste of time and that there's like this huge flaw. But I want to show you from somebody who's actually a student and been inside how that's not the case. And anyway, it's important that you watch this. So if you're ready to make some money in crypto, or at least learn how to make money in crypto, then definitely stick around. So, okay, what is the plan? So let me just show you. This is actually the course. It's called The Plan by Dan Hollings. And it is not just a plan teaching you how to trade crypto. That is the main part of it, of course, but there is a bigger aspect to this. You can see on the side here, there are like 6 sessions. And in this whole phase 1 course of the plan, Dan really teaches you a whole financial investing strategy, including how to save and how to hold money and how to invest in a safe way, but more specifically, how to create passive recurring income. And if you're used to me and my channel, you know that teaching passive income is a passion of mine. In 2016, I ended up in a coma for 3 weeks, and I woke up as a severely disabled lung person, which is why I sound kind of breathy. And I have very limited physical resources. So I have to focus my time on creating income streams that are going to create passive recurring income for me because I simply don't have the physical strength to constantly work continuously. I need to create stuff one time and get paid for it over and over again, which is why I was so excited when my friend John Benson and another friend of mine, Jason Moffitt, they both showed me what Dan was doing, and I joined the free webinar, which I'll give you access to in just a minute, or I'll put a link in the bottom of this video for you and in the description so you can go check it out. It's free. And I went there and I brought my wife and my children and we watched it and we were just blown away because we've always wanted to invest in stocks. I've invested them in the past, but I wanted to learn more about the crypto world and what it all had to offer. And so this was actually the webinar that we went on, how to exploit the micro fluctuations in crypto, because just like stocks, crypto goes up and down and up and down. You can actually see it here on this chart. You can see how it goes up and down and up and down. And instead of buying your crypto low and hoping that it's going to raise in value and earn on the increase, which is a buy and hold strategy, which again, long term, okay, might be good and you might want to do that, and it is part of the plan as well. However, you want to earn money along the way. So what if you were to earn money in crypto on every single little wiggle that happens along the way? It's called like crypto wiggling. It's really cool. And that is the main strategy that you learn in the plan. Now, the big Flaw that this guy on the internet has been, broadcasting out there, like, be careful, beware of Dan Hollings and the plan, it's the scam. It's not a scam at all. And what he's saying is, see how there's this gray area here? He's like, so you use this trading bot grid thing and you earn money if it's in the bot there, but you don't earn money if it goes underneath or above in these gray areas. Well, as you can actually see in this demo bot right here, even though it was below this whole trading grid, and don't worry if this doesn't make any sense to you, because in the free training that I'll give you access to, Dan will explain exactly how this works, but it actually moved along with my trading bot. So as it rose, it moved along up, and you can set it to move along down. And the beautiful thing is, so in the plan, Dan Hollings actually teaches you when to move your grid up and how to automate that, and when to make sure it's also going to automate going down. He covers both. So I'm not sure why this guy who's out there giving a bad name to poor Dan, because he's so good at teaching, and he comes from the heart. Honestly, when you watch his webinar, you're going to see that this guy is the real deal. It kind of reminds me of my dad. He's just a really thoughtful, caring guy who's learned the lessons. And the cool thing is he's sharing all the lessons he's learned over multiple years and literally millions of dollars of testing the waters, and he teaches exactly what specific strategies, what specific it's called settings. Sorry, my brain was going again. Lung moment. But anyway, what specific settings you need to do in order to make sure that you're trading your crypto in a safe way. So anyway, obviously you have found this video because you're starting to research the plan. You want to know, here is my bot. I did a couple of demo bots. I just started my first bot. It's really exciting. You can see here we did a couple of demo bots for a couple of weeks. Actually, we did it for like more than a month because we're really, really conservative when it comes to investing our money. And we wanted to make sure. And now I realized you're going to see all these different pairings. Don't use this as I see Amanda's doing these pairings, so that's what I'm going to do. It changes. The market constantly changes every single minute, and Dan shows you how to research your coin pairs. It's really not difficult, and it's really good. It gives you good insight. You'll learn how to do it so quickly that you can literally do your own pairing research in like 5 minutes. It's super easy, and then you'll have a better idea. Like if you were to invest right now today, then maybe you'd do okay with these, but if you do it tomorrow or a week from now, it might not work for you. So I think you get the idea here. Use this as an example. So now the really cool thing is, I want you to look at these red things over here. So you see how it says sum total profit and loss, that's what P&L stands for. It's negative, right? So it means that the value of all of these coins, the sum of them have kind of gone down. The cool thing is though, we've earned profit while the market was going down. We made money. Like, how cool is that? It doesn't matter, because as the market fluctuates, whether it goes up or it goes down, you're making money in the wiggle. It's so super cool. And honestly, Dan is the best person to explain how, why, and what this means for you and how it's going to work. So this is the important part right here, this bot profit. That's the important part. That's what you're looking for. You set up a bunch of demo bots, you see which one's going to do. As you can see in this example, the APE one was doing tremendously well, whereas like the Gala wasn't doing so well, but when I started it was. So you want to kind of test the waters and see what the market is doing, then set your bot, and then literally this is a way to earn passive income doing nothing. Now I say that with a caveat. Obviously you have to do something to set it up, but then you literally just let the bot run. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to do a whole series of videos for you on how to create passive income from all different revenue streams, including real estate and books and online businesses, just every single way that I use to create passive income. I'll put a link to that in the description down below, or you can check out this video next and see that. So anyway, my review for the plan from Dan Hollings, head on over to amandavandergulik.com/the-plan, and you will be sent to this page if the training is not open immediately, which is the waiting list, or you'll be sent straight to the registration for the webinar. It is free, it is, yeah, really in depth. And if you do see this page, watch this video. It's really, really cute. And you get to meet Dan. You can just see by that smile there. He's just such a cool guy. Anyway, I hope this helps. Mwah! And I'll see you very soon over here.